I agree with you 100%. The design is super important to
Mm.
facilitate, and we call it, honoring your individualism, but allowing a place for community, like allowing, which I think is the kitchen. I think that makes a lot of sense. But I also think there's something to be tied up in the security of ownership as well. So one of the problems of sharing in its purest format is that always is working off a rental model, or at worst, it's, going to the bank and trying to like get a loan out with three other people, which we've got some systems and ways around that, but there's obviously some challenges with that as well. So
Mm.
I think what you're saying makes a lot of sense. And I really do like, if you had a good understanding of this whole idea of like, you've gone, oh, I really do want my individual space and place, and that means I'll go and try and get one of my own. But that's almost at financial ruin,
Yeah.
unless you're in a high, in a high net worth situation. And
Mm.
then the other option is you just force back into sharing, and that's obviously not a good outcome if you don't know how, if there's not a way to do it, and you've found just over time. But one of the things I suppose is you must be thinking there's also a bit of a lack of security in the rental pool itself, the whole concept. One, you don't own it, and secondly, things can
Mm.
change. Have you had any situations where things have changed in the rental and you've literally had no control over it?
Oh yeah, the rental just before this one,
Yeah.
we were evicted, and it was like for reasonable reasons. The house got flooded in Brisbane, had a February 2022 floods, and our
Yeah.
house got flooding through it. Sort of
Yeah.
missed the living areas, but still we had water come through, and it was quite a harrowing experience. I don't wish on anyone. And so the landlord wanted to try and fix the place. Honestly, I don't know how, but yeah, so they evicted us, which is just, it's really stressful to go through that.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
decide to move and it's your choice, it's a lot different to when someone says get out, even if it is for legitimate reasons. It's still just a little bit soul destroying in a way, because
Yeah. Yeah.
there's sort of a saying I've always like to say with rentals, like in regards to landlords, that I don't think a lot of them get, is that yes, this is your house, but it's my home. And I
Yeah.
think forget that, when it's your home and you're told to leave, even if, yeah, the place got flooded and destroyed, it's still, yeah, it's really hard to leave.